so excited to be at my buddy Ron Corning's house. You know, you wake up with him every morning on WFAA's Daybreak since 2011. You've been in this market for a while. So we decided to stop by your house, see what life was like beyond the anchor desk, and thanks for having us here. So you've been in this market since 2011. You have done your due diligence around this country. You've lived in so many unique places, and so now you've found out in 2011 you're headed to Dallas. What did you think?
Never say no to an opportunity. Because then I came here and I met with the station and I met with the general manager and I just had a certain feeling and vibe about it. And I thought this is kind of going to be a reinvention for me. Yeah. Adjusting to Dallas or New York, not as difficult.
My mantra, eat, drink, shop, repeat. I mean, is there anything more to life, really?
You've been in media for such a long time, but social media was not around when you first started. If you take a gander behind me, that's an Emmy won in 1997 from my friend Ron Corning here. You are well established.
I was 12 years old, thank you very much.
Exactly, so young, like the Doogie Howser of the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. Speak upon how social media has changed your game or perhaps hurt the game of broadcast television.
Oh, the double-edged sword. As an anchor, I think the plus side of it is you can reach people immediately. Yeah. They feel a connection with you. Yeah. It also gives them license to be critical of you, and there are a lot of haters out there. But now I'm just like, you know what? Say what you need to say. What happens is when somebody says something negative about you, all of your defenders come to your aid. You don't have to say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll all jump on it.
Yeah.
Because not everybody gets my sense of humor. It's interesting that they were having this conversation because this is something that management has talked to me about. They go, I don't like that Ron Corning. I'm like, oh my God, they got my name right.
Like, I love that you have so many supporters that they come to your aid, so you don't even have to chime in if you don't want to.
You don't. And that sort of came over time where I let something sort of sit there for a while that was negative, and I saw so many people jumping on and defending it. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this.
It's like, because then you get to see all the good comments.
Right, it's like being at your own funeral, but you're not dead.
Yeah.
People are actually saying nice stuff about you, and you're still alive. Who cares that I'm having Herbalife shakes to lose 10 pounds?
But
Would you care?
We care. And that's the hard part, because you want to be gratuitous, right? And you're taught,
you want to inform.
As a journalist, you're always told, take yourself out of the equation. And
this has changed that, because they're saying, no. That. You know, pull the curtain back a little bit, give people a look inside.
Okay, that one might be illegal.
I have other ideas.
I've always been used to being a little bit more transparent and sharing more because of the format I've been in, which is morning television, which is different than an evening broadcast.
Right, exactly. And they've let you have some fun on that show.
They have.
Yeah. If you were not doing morning television, what would you be doing?
Probably teaching.
Media?
Maybe because that's what I know. I can't teach anything else.
In your 6 years here in Dallas, hardest story that you've had to cover?
Probably just because I was closest to it, the Orlando nightclub shooting. Yeah. And I was like right there in the middle of it. So I was exposed to families at the hospital learning that their loved ones had died. I was there with, community members. I remember going over to a local newspaper, and I was thrust onto CNN to cover some of these pretty heartfelt, heartbreaking stories very early on.
Yeah. That's a big deal, Ron, to cover breaking news at that magnitude.
And that's when I first made the connection. Oh, I get it. As a journalist, you're not just going out and interviewing people and putting the pieces of the sound bites together to tell the story. Like, sometimes you're really thrust into the middle of something, and you're one of only a few people who are there.
Okay, let's dish on Dallas. Where does Ron Corning like to hang out?
I guess now you can come join me if you want. Lunch on Fridays at Bistro 31. I'm there almost every Friday. I have a couple of friends, and we have a standing lunch table, and it's always there. And if we're not going, we let them know. Otherwise, we're there.
Awesome.
And that's my Friday, 1 p.m. decompress.
You're very involved in charity in Dallas. In fact, every time I see you supporting an event, I'm always thinking, Ron, you have to be up so early. What are you still doing here? But what are some of your favorites that you go and attend?
Oh, gosh, there are some that I've ended up doing time and time again. Texas Kidney. One year we reunited someone who'd been given an organ with the organ donor on stage.
Oh, I got good.
And then I was like, I wish I'd known more about this. We needed a camera here. This is a story. This is a moment.
Yeah.
So I've done that. every year. You and I did something at DIFA one year where we auctioned off a visit to the set.
We did.
Someone paid $9,000 for that. I'm like, we're worth $9,000 for a set visit?
Pretty good. When someone comes up to you and they recognize you, what do they say?
Well, for years people called me Rob, and I was like, why does everyone call me Rob? And now they call me Ron, but they call me Ron because they associate it with more Ron.
Right.
I'm like, do they think I'm a moron?
That was a good campaign, though. Very successful.
But here's the thing about that campaign. People were like, aren't you offended? And I said, I'd be offended if I thought I was a moron, and maybe I'm completely in denial.
Moron. Yeah, that has a nice ring to it.
It does. We could have moron coffee cups, moron billboards. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect, all right.
Here we go, guys. And 3, 2.
But I thought, I'm confident enough in knowing I'm not a moron, which is not to say I don't do moronic things from time to time, that if they want to do a campaign moron, I'm all in. Right?
And it was successful,
I'm
and
all
people
in.
know your name. Do they ever say, because they would say this, you are so much better looking in person than you are on TV? Or you're so young.
And don't,
like, what? Was I, what?
You know what my response to that is? Like, they need to fix the lighting. They also say I'm thinner in person, which I hate, because I know.
Yeah, they say things like that. Now, I came up with you can use this comeback if
Please.
ever someone says to you, you are so much better looking in person. And I would say, well, that's funny because you were way better looking through the lens.
Well, the camera adds 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Except one year it looked like they had 3 cameras on me.
We have like 4 or 5 cameras on us sometimes, just saying, so be nice.
No, my problem is, and this is true, I put on 10 pounds and it like comes like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
for all
right
of us.
here.
Yeah.
So people notice it more on TV, and they don't hesitate to tell you.
Wow.
What did Ron do to his forehead since he's shaved? It was Movember. Since he's shaved, it looks like it's higher.
When you shaved here, and so no, you didn't shave your forehead.
Did not shave my forehead, and I swear, like, things have not receded. I know they have.
You've got an amazing head of hair.
I measure it. I literally measure it to make sure that it hasn't receded. And I'm like, someone thinks that I shaved and my forehead got bigger.
Oh my gosh, because there's some people that have a 5 head and you
A
don't.
5 head,
Because you have a 4 head, you don't have a 5 head. Because you've got a great head of hair.
I hope it works out.
It's amazing. It's
I
really
could be.
good.
Listen, my father's completely bald. I could go the way of a 5 head. I could have a 6, a 7, an 8. I mean, I could be. I'm all right.
You're not.
And it
not
is
yet,
mine,
though.
right? It is real. Will you tell people, please? Because
Oh,
I
wait.
also get that. They think it's fake. They think I've had plugs. Do I look like I've had
Hold on,
plugs?
I'm putting my hands in it, guys. There are no plugs in there, but it does stay put. Who does your hair in Dallas?
Aussie Freeze.
Who?
It's hairspray.
Oh, Aussie Freeze, the grape smelling stuff, the purple.
Well, yeah, it's purple. It's $2 a can.
Okay,
I buy it by the case.
By the way, I always saw that in the dressing room, and I always
It was
wondered
mine.
whose purple Aussie spray. Because I was like, that is such a throwback, and it smells like grape.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Extra hold.
Good. You got good hair. Ron, thanks for inviting us in your home.
You're welcome.
I heard,
Thanks for coming.
I heard there was champagne somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you want to meet
And
Molly?
it's good stuff too.
And Ron has made a promise. He's going to use Insta Story a little bit more, so make sure you're following him on Instagram.
I'm going to try it. It's the next frontier.
You can do it. They're going to love
You think
to hear.
I can? I need a tutorial.
We want to know about your Herbalife shakes. We want to see you with Molly at the dog park. Tell everybody how we can find you. What's your handle?
Ron Corning on Instagram, at Ron Corning on Twitter.
Okay.
Ron Corning fan page on WFAA.
Okay.
It's all right there.
All right. You're
I
gonna
branded that name. No one else wanted it.
It works for you and your hair. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
And we are clear, guys.
All right, Larry.
You wish you could forget who I was.
He's unstoppable. That Corning's simply taking over the mornings, George.